Hello and welcome to the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. I'm Jeff Paur, senior writer with RealTime Fantasy Sports, and I'm going to give you 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups for Week 10 of the fantasy football season on today's RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. And we're moving right along here. Week 10 of the fantasy football season. It always gets tougher to navigate the waiver wire as the season progresses, but I think there are a few guys out there that could help this week. And as always, if you're looking for more than my list here of these 5 pickups, I'll have my wavering story on the website, and it has a lot more options on there. But these are 5 of my favorite pickups for this week. And it starts with Devin Singletary, the running back with the New York Giants. He's owned on just 15.9% of leagues on our site. I think most thought Tyrone Tracy was going to be the guy to lead the backfield after Cam Scatterbo got hurt, but Singletary actually led the running backs in snaps last week, played 56% of the snaps compared to 44% for Tracy. Singletary was the most productive Giants back as well. He ran 8 times for 43 yards and caught 2 passes for 8 yards. I think they're going to split work at running back, so it could be a fluid situation where one of these guys produces well one week and then another guy doesn't, but Singletary's out there in a lot of leagues, so if you're looking for running back help, he could end up being a guy that goes off some weeks in this offense as well. It's a tough situation to trust, but Singletary's available in a lot of leagues, and if you're looking for some running back firepower help coming off your bench, I think Singletary could be a guy that could be worth grabbing. My next pickup is Parker Washington of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The receiver's owned on 11.2% of leagues on our site. He led the Jags in receiving last week, 8 catches for 90 yards on 9 targets. Brian Thomas is now banged up as well. Travis Hunter's out. So I think Washington could be getting a lot of work in this offense going forward. He's been targeted 19 times his last 2 games, and I think he could be a factor in this offense. Trevor Lawrence likes to look his way. So if you're looking for some receiver help, I think Washington's a really good pickup, could produce some good numbers in the coming weeks. My next pickup for Week 10 is Marcus Mariota of the Washington Commanders. Unfortunately, Jaden Daniels suffered that terrible dislocated elbow in the Sunday night game, I should say. So Mariota's the next man up in this offense. He's available in a lot of leagues, and he's produced well at times for the Commanders. He already had a game this year of 23.35 fantasy points. I think he's a good fit for this offense as well. He's not quite as good of a runner as Jaden Daniels, obviously, but he can run the ball pretty well, bit of a dual threat. That helps his floor. So I think he could be worth using in the right matchup for fantasy teams. So especially in 2 QB leagues, I think he's worth grabbing. But even if you're in a standalone league where you're really kind of hurt at the QB position, Mariota could be worth some spot starts the rest of the way. My next pickup for this week is Alex Pierce of the Indianapolis Colts. The receiver's owned on about half the leagues on our site, 48.6%. He continues to see his owner percentage rise the last few weeks, but he keeps getting it done, and he's still available in nearly half the leagues on our site. So I don't think you can ignore him. He had his first 100-yard game of the season in Week 9, caught 6 passes for 115 yards. He has 14-plus fantasy points 2 of 3 games. He has at least 69 yards 3 straight. He is the big play threat in this Colts passing game, and he gets some chances on a weekly basis. So I like him as a pickup, especially if you're looking for one of those boom type players on your fantasy roster. If you're looking for somebody that could go off and have a huge game, I think Pierce is probably the best guy available at that receiver spot right now. My last pickup for this week is Colston Loveland, the tight end from the Chicago Bears, owned on about 37% of leagues on our site, had his best game as a pro last week, caught 6 passes for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cole Kmet returned from injury, and then he got hurt again in that game last night. So I think Loveland, even if Kmet doesn't have a long-term injury, I still think Loveland's going to be a factor as the top tight end in this offense. He's just starting to get it going. He has at least 3 receptions, 3 straight games. He's a very talented tight end. He's forming a nice rapport with Caleb Williams. So Loveland's another rookie that could end up being a big-time player the rest of the way this season. All right, those are 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups for Week 10 of the fantasy football season. Good luck navigating those waiver wires this week. Hope you get everybody you're looking for. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports.